Okay, so I have never watched this anime, so I didn't know what to expect to what I'm seeing. Because, like, I mean, Chainsaw Man was he like a chainsaw? Was he man? Maybe it was like the Frankenstein type bit. I didn't know what to expect. Okay, so it was mind blowing. Essentially, we get into this old universe where everybody we see to find demons, we see angels, we see humans, and everything is just magical in a sense. And I really like that. Now, for the summary, well, how would I summarize it? I'm spoiling the movie because I don't want to be sued for copyright. Okay, so essentially, we see that Riz, aka Chainsaw Man's human hosts. Because in this universe, we know that the humans can have devil hybrids like Chainsaw Man, and that's we also get to see other characters in this actual movie. Now we see Chainsaw Man, aka Riz, falls in love with this character. I think her name was Makima. I think let's say Makima. I'm not sure, but she is some high-profile, pretty bougie. You know how girls are. She is that. She's good, and she seems to like him back, and everything's going slow. And then he falls in love with another girl who I won't say falls in love, but he's seduced. That's a better word. By another girl who's really pretty. Name is Riz, aka the Riz arc. Now, not R-I-Z-Z, just R-E-Z-E. Now, the Riz arc. So he falls in love with her, and she is so charming. She is beautiful. She is sweet. She just understands, male brains and how everything works. She's just so sensual and ugh. Okay, but shout out to the character though. She's dope. So she's stuck to him in her own way. And then she lures him in. Eventually, she makes her move. Turns out she's a bad guy. And the whole fight ensues. Now, I don't want to spoil it, what happens to her in the end. But, if you watch it, you will see her fate. Her fate. Okay, it's not final. You gotta watch it to find out. Now, as for, Okay, for the sound, I think my only issue with the sound is that there was no singing, in the sense that it was mostly instrumentals. But I guess music is variative, so if you really like it, it's really like this. The sound is really good. I'm gonna put a little clip of the favorite scene I have, sound-wise. Okay, now back from the sound. I think the name of the artist was Iris from Sony Music, because I saw it when I was watching the credits in the intro of the movie. Very good artist, by the way. I love the instrumentals, especially towards the scene where Riz and Tsunami or Tornado, whatever her name is, Tsunami, right? The fat character. Okay, I don't want to spoil the name of the movie, okay? But essentially that scene where they fight alongside Riz together in that whole tsunami situation, the sound effects, and also the scene where they fall into the water. That was, oh god, okay, that was my favorite scene, but you get the point. Now, apart from those scenes, any other scene sound-wise, I mean, the whole thing was well structured, especially the scene where, Riz was kissing Denji, and there was this whole, okay, that's weird. There was this whole nice emblance to it. I don't know how to describe it, there's some butterflies in your stomach type feeling. Yeah, they really killed the sound effects, the fireworks, everything just made sense to it. Now, I do know that most original animations of this sort, or animation generally, for the sound effects, they often like to create their own, especially for big studio stuff. They like to create their stuff like from scratch. I don't know how they do that, but that's amazing, by the way. Now, Denji's character on the other hand is like, I don't know, how do I express it now? Him being the Chainsaw Man is making sense, but I also like how we see is like a 16-year-old boy who's crazy in love with this girl who's way above him, and he, at that age, how we all get so sensual. The character is realistic in that sense. I do not like the homophobia, but I mean there was a little bit of homophobia, and like he was like, I'm not into men, and the way he said it was kind of rude. But I do think that at the end of the day, everything cannot please anybody, so it makes sense. I mean, I'm bi, so I won't be like, oh, I don't hate men, or I hate this, or like I'm gonna be more polite when I'm saying stuff. But he is, mediocre. Okay, but he's mediocre straight. Let me use that word. He's typical weird ass straight man, 16-year-old. He's all that. But apart from Denji's character, Riz, on the other hand, I love her character. I love her character act. I love that she's a bomb, literally a bomb. I love that she's a bombshell. She's really pretty, and I really have to say now, for the people who designed Riz, like the character development and all that, shout out to you, because the transformation from her being the devil and her being like the sweet, innocent 16-year-old girl is really something I like. You wouldn't even know. The face is just so innocent, so manipulative, so captive. It just captivates you right straight in. I love that from her. Makima, we didn't really get to see her much. I think she had like what, maybe 4 or 5 minutes of entire animation time in the whole movie. Especially towards the end when she, I won't spoil it. And the beginning, obviously, when she had the conversation with Riz. Her character is stellar, okay? I'd say her character was pretty much the only character I didn't expect to do what she did at the end. But Beef, obviously I love Beef. He's a demon who becomes like a psychic for Denji in this movie. Every other character in this movie is kind of minor in this sense, but I love all of them. Even the angel, who I did not really understand because I thought Angel was supposed to be angelic, but this one wasn't giving me angelic vibes. She was just, I don't know, she was ambiguous in that sense. But she did a great job, especially towards the end. And the whole, I will not spoil it. You just gotta have to watch the movie to find out. Now, okay, the themes of the story. Obviously, there's love. You know, young love. 16-year-old. He's chasing after girls, and one eventually gets him to know that he might get killed for chasing after girls. I mean, we do see that he says from his own mouth, all the girls he likes try to kill him. So it does make sense as a plot line. So there's love and there's betrayal too. The fact that it was a kiss that was the ultimate killing weapon, not necessarily killing weapon, but that was the always like betrayal sign for Riz to Denji. You know, the kissing at the roof or around the roof of the school, which was poisoned and practically almost killed him. If not for Beef, he would have been dead. So, you know, that's coupled with the fact that there was trust. That whole trust between Angel and what I don't know the you know Angel. The Angel in the movie was paired with someone. I don't remember his name, but there was that issue of trust. Their relationship was not stable enough. It wasn't strong. So there wasn't much trust there. But you know that was something to be explored. And there's also trust between Beef and Denji. I love that Beef is a demon who, even though Denji's poor human, he still loves Denji. And I love the how will I put this now? The originality of the character, Riz. Now, we get to see her backside story towards the end of the movie, like the last 20 minutes. And we see that, you know, she's actually not the evil person. She's just a... I don't want to word it, but you're just going to have to watch it to find out what she is. But she's a weapon for someone else, for another country, okay? And eventually, even though we see her meet her fate, it kind of resonates with me that, you know, life is kind of like that. You know, we see people who come from similar backgrounds but are different. You know, they say twins may be born from the same mothers, but do not necessarily have to be the same. So the environment is different, and really explains the whole Makima, Denji, and Riz, you know, situation. Everybody is similar, but because of the way they were all brought up, the way they had to grow, it's different. They just have to be different, and I really understand that. The creators did a good job with that one. I didn't expect the movie to be this good, so. For my ratings, I'd say, I think a fair 9.5 is good. I'm considering this is a new series. I think I prefer this one to Demon Slayer. Yeah, okay. Please don't come for me, okay? I prefer this one to Demon Slayer for two reasons. One, the whole young love theme was stellar. And two, the fact that the animation was really about superpowers. I liked it a lot. It was really super nice. I like that too. Demon Slayer was superpowers too, but I just think it was different here because here we got to see a whole, you know, new. I don't want to say One Piece type, but yeah, so like One Piece type of superpowers. So I love that too. Yeah, for my outro, I would say do not watch this movie with kids. It was kind of sensual from like the first 40 to 60, let's just say the whole movie was kind of sensual. So I wouldn't expect, it's PG-14 is good, but not with kids like below 14, I wouldn't advise it. It's a movie you could watch with your girlfriend, obviously, with your fam, except no kids below the age of 14. Great movie, great cinematography, great shots, animating did well, storytelling did well. The only complaint I probably say I'd have about the movie was the fact that it was longer, but it was a great movie at the same. I hope you watch it. Toodles.